Hello, everyone. My name is Dorien Muhlenburg, and my presentation is titled Overcoming Under Motivation: How I Became Inspired Again. I was also coached by the amazing Taisha Lewis. Goals. During the Silver Challenge, I worked on these three goals: take on a more influential role in ASU, make A's and B's in all of my classes for the next 2 semesters, and lastly, be admitted into the McNair Scholars Program. The experience of setting goals with my coach was challenging for me. I had to be vulnerable with my coach, which has been one of the hardest feats with completing this challenge. I had to get out of my comfort zone in order to grow, but it ended up being very much worth it. Experiencing this challenge has allowed me to trust myself and believing that I can complete goals I set for myself. I decided what was most important for me to work on by identifying problems that I faced. The most identifiable one was imposter syndrome. For anyone who isn't familiar with imposter syndrome, it can be identified or defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. Imposters suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual fraudulence that override any feelings of success or external proof of their competence. Essentially, I felt like I didn't deserve to be in spaces that I clearly earned and am capable of being in. Growth. Where did I grow? A personal development area that I believe that I grew in was with becoming more assertive. With facing imposter syndrome, it causes me to not fully believe in myself and has me always doubting whether I am doing the right thing. This semester, I grew to be more assertive within my personal life. I saw how my friends, family, and the ones dearest to me valued my opinion, voice, and perspective. Through this, I have become better at setting boundaries, and I have become more mindful of my own needs. This all has contributed to my personal development. Leadership impact. I feel like this impacts the kind of leader I am by showing whoever I am leading that I am worthy of the position and that I also know within myself that I deserve it. I'm still growing in the area of my personal development where it involves being more intentional with certain words and syntax that I use. I do believe with time I will improve even more with assertiveness in my overall personal development. Community engagement. The organization that I chose to do my SWOT analysis on is called the Emily Krzyzewski Center, and it is located in Durham, North Carolina. In this SWOT analysis, there were a few things that I found the most interesting and important in each section, so I will share a little bit about that. For the strengths section, I found the center's culture and diversity was the most alluring. They try to be holistic with the programming and not only touch on education, but also building up their students' socio-personal lives. For the weaknesses section, I found that the center has a rich and well-supported experience for their students, but they aren't able to reach everyone in terms of access and equity. For the opportunity section, I found that the center can receive funding when there is becoming a widespread education of the equity gap, which opens the door for funding for organizations like the MLK Center. Lastly, for the threat section, I found that the center does not have the resources to go back and teach students the foundations of what they should have learned in their early school years. They don't have the resources to assess and fix the education gap of some who may have not had the best quality education. How does this information impact me? Is there something that I learned that I never realized? This information impacts me because I am a student and product of the center. I joined the MLK Center during the year 2015 and became a part of the 2019 Scholars to College cohort, and I am now a part of the 2023 Scholars on Campus cohort. I am connected to the MLK Center's mission because I understand the need and importance of having people of color in professional fields. Completing this analysis has made me realize that the MLK's mission is a part of a vision that is so much bigger than just the MLK Center. The vision is essentially reaching equity for people of color. Personal motivation, the importance of positive social change. I believe it is important to lead for positive social change because it improves society with the interactions individuals may have with one another. It encourages collaboration amongst individuals from different backgrounds, and it transforms systemic norms into becoming something that is welcoming of everyone. My why that motivates me is to make sure those who aren't given a voice has one through me. I created my life motto as a freshman, and it is something that I think will stick with me for the rest of my life, which is to step with purpose and lead with passion. Goals for the future. The goals that I have to ensure that I am moving forward with leadership development and civic engagement are to not be afraid to take up space and be loud while doing so, to continue to create a safe space for others, and lastly, to never give up.